where we left off, you guys did some shit. You guys went out. You really were out here. Just were like, I'm a demigod. We have great hair. We introduced ourselves. We did some lore. And then y'all were thrown into a pit. A la This Is Sparta.
I jumped.
You Oswalded way too out on that. Like I had to message you. I was just like, I was a little bit too Oswald on the nose, and you were like, "What do you mean?" And I had to explain to you every time Oswald would do that for a plot point, and you were like, "Ha ha 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 ha." So really, I just think it's a Kyle special now. Yep. So where you guys are now. So there are 3 big named oceans within the world of Zenall. The one that is wrapped around Astrodale is known as the A-axis. Ocean. So you're in like that little curve of Astrodale where you can see like a cute little city emerging from like farther away. What are y'all doing in the ocean?
Well, I think we were just yelling about soup.
Yeah, you were. And are you guys going to try and swim? You guys swim in the land, or like, what's up?
Okay,
you need to like help me out here. You need a riff.
The real question is, does Murph know how to swim? Okay, yes. I was about to say, I know fucking Sarina is like able to swim, but the question I don't know anything about Murph.
Yeah, no, you see Murph like backstroking.
I was gonna say Murph is definitely backstroking.
Yeah.
Okay.
Like, well, we're here now.
I think for like a second, Sarina's trying to get her bearings and is like looking up to see if the hole is still up there from whence we came, since we like fell through a hole, essentially. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So like, is the hole there?
You just see the sky, because remember, you went from Zenall, which is almost the size of, it's like a little bit larger than one of the moons that looks straight down on the world of Zenall, and you just see that from real below it, real far away. There's no way you could see that hole even if you tried.
That's what she said.
It's St. Patrick's Day. It's not be a whore day.
Oh, by the way, it's me and Mac's 1-year anniversary.
Happy anniversary, you gay assholes!
Oh, you little cuties.
No, thank you. They had to remind me like twice.
No one's shocked. Not even them.
No, that's on brand. They're not huge on Celebration either, so we're just like hanging out.
That's cool. So, yeah. You guys are going to start swimming to where the city and docks are and everything?
Yeah. Do we gotta roll for it?
I feel like that's the...
How well do we swim?
It's not like I'm just going to sit around in the ocean and be like, well, this
is where I live now, the ocean.
Yep.
Okay.
I am now an ocean demigod.
I live here now. This is
me.
Only what I do. All right. Can you guys give me a strength?
Where is it?
And then I rolled a 10.
Where is it?
So does that mean I rolled a 13?
Where are stun points located?
I don't know.
God.
You just got to roll something, and then it tells you something about stun points. Stunned
Yeah,
points.
You just rolled a 13.
I have no idea.
Oh,
okay, so I got my dragon dice is a 6, my one other dice is a 6, and then I got a 1 on the other dice. So that's 13 plus 3 for my strength, which is 16.
Okay, so while Murph is just lazily backstroking, just thinking about their entire life and how they have gotten to this weird ocean in the middle of what you can assume is Zenall, because what is literally up and you went down, and what is down is what you know of is Zenall. You just see this redhead that's just like
Michael
very
Phelps
quickly,
singing.
not Michael Phelps. I was gonna say not quite Michael Phelps, but enough where it's just like butterflying throughout the fucking ocean to get to shore.
Just, you know what? Not quite Michael Phelpsing it, so we'll say I'm a Ryan Lochte.
Either way, it's real aggressive.
Yes. Okay.
I'm going to say it probably takes you guys an hour to maybe an hour and a half to swim to the shore in the city. And by that time, because y'all went from level 20 to level 1, your arms and legs, they're hurting. Everything's stiff. Everything's tired. You're on the shore of what looks to be like the beach of like a huge, almost like more like suburban city. Like it's like more like Bay Area ocean like city. So like all of the huts and houses are made of more like stones and bricks, and the streets that you see are actually like glittering within all of the lights that are in Zenall, or like because you don't know where you're at yet. The glittering sidewalks kind of have like a bluish green hue to it, so whenever the light shines on them, they like glitter down on it. There is loud music coming from like the left and right of you. It kind of sounds like rhythmic and beady. There's different smells of food coming from everywhere. There's a lot of people that you can hear just like yelling, and then if you look up above, there's like a few what sort of look like floating metal, like thick floating metal tubes in the sky. Like they're not like really high up, they're kind of just like floating just ever so above the city, and then they'll like land and let people off and then like go back and float back up. And that's sort of like everything that's happening around you. And you guys are currently on the beach. The sands that you're currently on feel really silky smooth. They have almost like a sugary texture to them, so they're like softer than normal sand granules, like from here I mean from Earth. And there's just like little peaks of just like blues and greens throughout the sand also.
Well, Murphy's going to look at Sarina and be like, after they take a moment to catch their breath, they're going to be like, well, it looks like we landed somewhere kind of nice. Do you think this sand is actually like edible? Because it looks like sugar. It looks sweet.
I can totally see Murph just like licking.
It's not edible.
Staring.
I look over at Murph and I'm just like, oh God, I gotta remember the voice. Shit, fuck.
It's like giblin.
It is. It's just like giblin. Just trying to do my actual, don't eat the sand. Don't eat it. Don't. First,
because it really just looks like I can
guarantee,
put it on a cupcake.
Murph, I guarantee you, it's not what you think it is. Give me 5 minutes. 5 minutes. And she's just sitting there like this.
All right.
She just has her eyes covered.
Murphy starts building a sandcastle.
Are you like laying directly on the sand, just like trying to get your shit together?
I'm lying on the sand with my, like, I don't know if I'm on my, I imagine I'm on my back, so I'm not breathing in sand.
Yeah.
I imagine there's sand in places that sand does not belong. I'm wearing my leather armor. I don't have any weapons. Ina is just lying there, like, questioning all of her life choices and the reason why she was thrown into this place, into this, what she can only assume is hell.
It looks gorgeous all around you in the city lights. You're in hell.
It looks gorgeous, and she's just like, oh God, what did I do wrong? She's just going through the whole, like, did her father order for this to happen? Did she displease him? She's currently, like, in a spiral, and I can only imagine that Murphy's just, like, humming and then, like, turning her into a sand mermaid.
I was gonna say Murphy's definitely turning you into a sand mermaid. Like, in my head, I felt that.
Yeah. 100%.
So she's just sitting there and she's just like covering her eyes and she's just like thinking, and she like sits up, but in a way that like she realizes my legs can't move, and then she's like, oh God, have I lost feeling in all of my legs? And just sees that she's covered in sand.
It looks beautiful, by the way.
Yeah,
it looks
I was
amazing.
about to say, we don't even have to roll. We know for a fact the tail is on point.
Oh yeah,
Oh,
no.
yeah.
It's almost like, it's like, you know what? Murph, as just like a pure mortal, very bad at planting stuff, amazing at creating and kind of being a leader and trying to get things to work out.
Amazing in any other capacity but gardening.
So, Ina, how you feeling? Your head hurt, body hurt? What's happening?
And then she like takes a second to take stock, and then she looks at, I can only assume, are not noodle arms, but like she was definitely thick girl, and now she's not as thick girl in terms of like her arms and her legs. Like she's lost like an amount of muscle mass that is ridiculous, and she's just like,
I would say she still has like the broady, stocky shoulders, because that's just in her genetic makeup.
Yes, and then she like flops herself back down, and she's like, my muscles are gone. What is this? I'm in hell. What am I doing?
I don't think hell looks as good.
Like she's just like in a full spiral.
Murphy's just gonna let her spiral for a minute.
Well, while you're spiraling and while you're just watching her spiral, you hear like the jing of a bell walk by, and this guy's just like, soft pretzels. Any of you drunk young adults need soft pretzels?
Actually, it's really fucking good right now.
Allie, this is what I'm requesting of you. Anytime that we are having a serious moment, anytime that our characters are freaking out, I demand for some pretzel man to always be within
It's the
5
same
feet
guy
of us.
every time. Yeah, no, it's the same guy every time.
I wanted to give us a cabbage man. I wanted to give us a cabbage guy. It's the soft pretzel guy, though.
I'm rating that in.
Because they have like food carts and stalls and like food trucks like all around, by the way. Like that's just like a normal way of getting something quick to eat in whatever city you're in. However, that one is on wheels and can walk, so he does harass the locals.
Listen, you will gladly be harassed by a pretzel man any day. Even in, like, this is me speaking, not Murphy. This is me. I will gladly be harassed by a pretzel man.
He looks down at the beach that you guys are on and goes, Are you two okay down there?
Oh,
don't you worry about us. She's just having a crisis. We're good.
I'm like, do I look okay?
She's fine. and ignore her. Does that pretzel come with cheese dip?
It costs like 50 cents extra. Are y'all new from around here? I mean, we see a lot of new people, so that's not crazy.
Yeah, I suppose you could say this is our first time in this city. That's for sure.
I attempt to awkwardly turn my back, like this, because I'm trapped in the mermaid tail, and I'm just like,
which also looks even more beautiful now because Murphy's had more time to work on
decorated
it.
with shells.
Just like the beautiful red hair, just like spiraled out.
I look like fucking Ariel right now. Decorated with shells and all the other debris that's on the beach.
Yeah, I took Murphy definitely found 2 mismatched shells and put them right on your boobs.
And so she's like awkwardly turned and she's like, we just fell from the sky. And it's just like freaking out again.
And he just, as soon as he heard that, he just starts walking again. He goes, "You crazy club going young adults just out here, just taking whatever is given to them."
I demand for this man to look like Carl from Up.
If I want one of them pretzels, are you going to find me or am I going to find you?
All money spends the same. So
yeah, that's fair. We need to find money first, though.
Wait, you were going to take one of my pretzels and not pay me?
I was just asking if it came with cheese dip. I wasn't gonna get one right now. We need to figure some shit out first. Then we can have a pretzel.
I have a question. Do we have an idea of what money is? Because we don't have money. We don't use money up where in the Citadel. So do we have an idea of what money is? So then
give me an intelligence, both of you.
Oh God, where's my my intelligence is a +0.
Yeah, you forgot? It's crazy.
I just rolled another 6 on my stunt dice. So now I have 2 stunt points. 1, 2. So I got 2 6s and a 5. So that's a 12 plus 5, 17 plus 0. So a 17. I am rolling well, guys. I don't know what to tell you.
Murphy, I'm going to say you have no idea what money means. You've only been to the realm or the domain of risk and possibility maybe once or twice in your creation. So, Murph, like, it's not like a huge concept. However, Sarina, because you go there pretty often to like get supplies for making cutesy outfits, you kind of understand because of like all of the gambling and all of like the gaming and like partying that goes on. You understand what like substances and money and just like sort of capitalism kind of is.
I'm going to put under soft pretzel Mana's life. I'm going to put capitalism is for real. So then I lean over to Murph and I'm just like, just to let you know, people use money. It's kind of like, how do I explain this? It's a little bit like, gold, silver. I'm messing up the accent. Fuck.
Nope. If you make it mess up, it sounds funnier.
I know.
It's also not too late to figure out a different accent for her.
Yes, it is. Yes, it is. I spent 3 hours of editing that prologue.
I just got to practice her more. I'm not as comfortable with her voice. And she's like, she just like gestures that and she's like, do you have any of that? And she's like trying to pat down as now the mermaid tail is probably up to her boobs. And she's just like, I can't check to see if I have any money.
I mean, yeah, no, that's fair. I just worked a lot, really hard on this tail. You can get up though, it's fine.
She then does like the full dog, like get all the sand off of her, the whole body shake, and then she starts patting herself down. Do I have any money on me?
You have a copper coin, a singular copper coin. You don't know where it came from. You don't know why it's there.
I know exactly
but it is
where it came from. It came from campaign 1, bitches. So I have a single copper piece. Putting that in. 1 copper piece. I go, how much is a pretzel? You said 50 cents?
No, that was for the cheese.
For the cheese. How much is a pretzel?
Yeah, it's not a hard word to say, pretzel.
I've never heard of the word pretzel before. Leave me alone.
They're good. Especially soft ones. Oof.
It's exactly 2 copper pieces.
He's just like looking at the copper pieces. He's looking at you and just goes, "Where did y'all come from?"
And I point up to the sky and I go, I've already told you, the sky.
He completely just blocks you out and looks at Murphy. Where do you come from?
So I think Murphy understands that, like, this is, the mortal realm.
Yeah.
Like, they don't know a ton about the mortal realm, but they know that, like, this isn't Godland, USA.
Yeah.
So, Murphy's just going to be like, we're just visiting from, think of it like a different country, basically. We're kind of getting our bearings. We just got here today, All
right. Well, we don't accept that currency here. You can either send me money via your communicator devices. You all have so many of them now. Or just like normal currency, which is known as fillas. So if you get some of those, I can get you a pretzel.
Yeah, no worries. We'll find you. Or maybe you'll find us. I don't know how that works because you walk around with food. So
what is the currency called here? I heard it was on a communication device. Fillos?
Fillas. So
Fillas.
Fillas.
Okay, I'm adding that to my currency sheet. We have 0 fillas.
0.
We have 0 fellas. That's going to be an ongoing joke. How many fellas do you have? Oh, I have 25 fellows.
Yeah, so you can either communication device or get some fillas on you, which you wouldn't even know, like, kind of what a phone even was.
I look over to Murphy and I'm just like, do you know what this phone is? What's a communication device?
Not a bit, no. We'll figure it out as we go. We don't have to figure everything out right now.
And I look at Murphy and I'm just like, I say, the first thing that we're taught is to know the enemy. And I point at the pretzel man. Just like,
okay, well, I hate to break it to you, but the pretzel man ain't gonna kill us. So we can ignore him.
This could be my father in disguise. This could be a whole training thing.
I don't think that's how I think we got fully kicked out.
Nope. Not going to believe that. Nope.
I don't think our, parents, I don't think Robbie and I forget your god's name because I'm bad with names.
And I look at him and I just gesture to the armor and I'm just like, and there's a giant A.
Murphy looks around and finds
armor.
Murphy looks around and finds a tiny tag on the back of the armor, and it just says "Property of Alcindor." I'm like, right, Alcindor, good old Al. Right. Yeah, I don't think they know we're here because if they did, I feel like they'd do something.
Okay, so then
because you were like top of your class, right?
And I look at Murph as soon as they say that, and I'm like, they probably don't know that we're here. So then Ina, with her 0 intelligence, immediately stands up and then starts yelling at the sky like, Mama, I'm here! And starts waving her hands.
I tackle her down. I'm like, look, we gotta play by their rules now, okay? We're in the mortal realm. I don't know why I'm the voice of reason here.
Because you have a higher intelligence than she does.
My intelligence is a 1.
You're smarter than her. She's also in a whole... She's also in a giant spiral, man. How's she supposed to feel?
I mean, your feelings are valid, but like, tone it down. Goddamn, you're drawing attention to us.
I just go, is it?
If you really want to treat this like the military operation you think it is, calm the fuck down and quit drawing attention to us. Goddamn.
I immediately turned to the pretzel man. I can't turn to the pretzel man. Allie isn't here. I turned to the pretzel man. I turned back over to Murph, and I'm just like, I sit down and I'm just like, I just don't know what to do.
Neither do I. I mean, we got to get a lay of the land, right? I fell too. Well, more precisely, I jumped.
But jumped?
Yeah, they were mobbing me. They were going to push me, but I wasn't going to give them the satisfaction. So,
and I look at Murph with just not like audacity, but I guess audacity equivalent. And Ina just is like, I had to fight for my life, and you just jumped.
Again, I wasn't gonna give them the satisfaction of pushing.
Okay. Let's think about this. So who was with you?
Pretty much everybody in my class. Everybody that didn't like me.
Okay, and did they give you a reason why?
No. Well, they didn't think that I deserved to take up Robanthus's role, which is what Robanthus was apparently going to do, which I didn't know about.
I look at Murph and I'm just, what do you mean? What do you mean take his role? He's life.
You know how he's looking for like a replacement?
No, because I guess this isn't. I guess this isn't common information.
Common
Would it be common information that Robanthus was looking for a sire?
No,
I feel like he wouldn't be quiet about it.
Robanthus has been looking for the past
Okay, so it is common.
Probably 200 years.
So it is common knowledge. So then I look back and I go, yes.
Yeah. Apparently I was supposed to be the replacement, and they didn't think that because I can't, create nothing good. They didn't think that I deserved that.
Okay. So you jumped, and then it was
again because they were mobbing me and I did not want to give them the satisfaction.
You jumped and they told you that you were going to be new life. I was thrown, and I was with, I'm trying to look back. I was with Dorian and someone else. I was with Dorian and Anir and Gemma. I was with my brother Dorian, my sister Gemma, and she remembers at this point of oh God, I was betrayed by the one person I could have trusted. And she's like, and I was, and Anir was there, and they told me that I had two parents, but that's not how we work. You have just Robanthus, and I just had Alcinda. So what do they mean I had two parents? And I look at him and I'm like,
that's a great question.
I look at Murph and I'm just like, do you think my mom was and I point over to the pretzel man, one of them?
I don't think this is a one of them situation, but because we are one of them now.
I look at Murph and I go, but gods can't procreate with one another. That's just not how it works. So my mom has to be immortal, right? I look over at the pretzel man. The pretzel man is a man, in fact, right?
Is this about to turn into a "Are you my mother" situation?
That's what I was about to say. The pretzel man is in fact a man, right?
Yes.
Okay, so then she
has definite masculine features. Okay, so this is a better description. This is a better description of the pretzel person.
Perfect.
They look like a little goblin with like a little detective hat on. They look like just like a little guy and they have like a plaid vest with a button-up shirt, but the button-up shirt's like pulled up on the arms and it's like a little bit dingy, like they used to be white, and it's very much. And he has like jeans on that have holes in them, but they are rolled up. If anyone's watched Dimension 20, he looks like an older Riz got Gak. You're welcome.
Oh, okay. I've never seen Dimension 20, but I feel the vibe. A little cutie.
Hey, pretzel man, real quick. I like your vibe, man. I like your clothes.
He immediately contemplates for a half a second, like, is this my mother? And then it's like, no.
We figured out the theme of the entire fucking series. Fucking Ina going, "Are you my mother?" to anyone.
I think it was just like for a split second, she's like, we land here, and then suddenly this person is this goblin. Here.
I have a question. And it's not about. Does Ina know how demigods are created?
Yeah, she knows that it's like the parent, right? Basically willing them into existence, other than Robanthus, who plants them, right? That's how it works.
Okay.
Am I wrong? Am I like so far from wrong?
No, you're pretty wrong.
Okay.
But you know what? I'm going to let Ina have this.
Okay.
So.
I mean, I don't remember us discussing how they were made, so
It's definitely Percy Jackson style, other than Robanthus.
Okay, so they do have. Wait, so hold on. So they do have sex with mortals, right?
Yes.
And that's how they have their children.
Yes, except they Uno reverse it, and the kid doesn't stay with the mortal parent. The kid goes to the god.
It stays with the god.
Yeah.
Okay, so then she's not wrong for assuming that her mom might be wandering down around here.
No, she's not. She's not wrong at all. I just was like I was like, does Ina know how sex happens?
Ina knows Zoe was a dummy and didn't write that information down.
No, that's fine. Yeah.
I think the real question is, does Ina fuck?
Does Ina fuck?
Because Murphy fucks.
Assume Ina's a virgin, so Ina does not fuck. Even though Ina looks like she fucks, Ina doesn't fuck. Ina no fuck.
Yeah, no, Murphy fucks.
Okay, perfect.
For sure.
Yes, excellent.
Murph has basically been to all of the domains, not for long, but when they have been there, they fuck.
I'm going to imagine that both of us are basically like, you look pretty, we like you kind of deal, right? Like, Murph doesn't care, gender, affiliation, whatever, and I don't think Ina does either. I can assume that, right?
Murph doesn't care.
Okay, perfect. Now we've established our sexualities. Pansexual. Yeah, I would imagine we're probably pansexual.
Amazing.
Yeah.
I think, what's the one where...
Unless you guys want to find a different sexuality that matches more, but right now I'd say, yeah, y'all are pansexual.
What's the one where you're attracted also to, like, intelligence? Like how smart someone is. What is that called?
Sapiosexual.
Sapiosexual? Sapiosexual.
It's great that I know that off the top of my head.
Okay, so I would imagine she's pansexual, but with like a dash of sapiosexuality, but she doesn't realize that yet because she's been surrounded by very dumb siblings. But she's smart in the way of like combat fighting. Like, I guess like her dad has always been the one who like would lead like the charges and stuff and tell people where to go. So he's like smart. In that kind of regard, but everybody else is like dumb and like, what's 2 + 2? But they're smart in other ways.
So do you guys want to like find a place to like stay for the night till morning happens?
Okay, so how far away? We're on like the beach, right? So I can only assume that there's like a boardwalk.
So the way that it's kind of set up is the beach is sort of platformed off, kind of like they do in New York, where it takes like a lot of stairs to go up and down it. So you have to go up the stairs to a platform. Within that platform, you can see like the little pretty like specks of like the green and blues and like sparkly like clear tones from whatever is in those stones and or bricks, and it goes up into a cobblestone street, which is then like fenced off with like this really dark wood that has like a nice like fragrance of sage and lavender to it. And there are light posts that have like what just looks like a light orb in it. It's like holding this like light orb. It looks like a classic if you ever go to Williamsburg in Virginia, where they have like the street lamps that like look like the perfect little like not diamond shape, like the classic old ones, but it has like a little like orb of light in it. And across the street from like where the beach would be is just like a bunch of stores. And if you look down the street, you can see like this area that can like you can go down the street with, where it has more vendors and more stores. You can just see like if you look up, you see just like the mass of buildings are just made from what looks like this really old brick. It's very overwhelming, like the first time going to New York ever.
Okay. So Ina, I guess.
And remember, you have not asked anyone where you were at. Just making that so clear.
No, all we make contact with is the pretzel man.
I've been wanting to do that.
Okay.
The pretzel man.
Okay, so I imagine we're stood up at this point. Ina's like trying to shake all the sand out while I guess Murph is gonna talk to the pretzel man.
That's fine.
Yeah, so I walk up to the pretzel man and I'm just like, hey, quick question for you, just to make sure that I got my like information correct.
Yeah.
Where are we?
You don't know where you are?
Well, I was told to go to one place, and I just want to make sure that I'm in the right place, basically.
Well, you're in the city of Arona. The beach that you were just on was the Asadian beach.
Okay.
As you see, it's very small. That's it. That's the water in the beach is more for the docks than it is for actual people.
Gotcha.
Which is why it's weird that you guys were down there.
Well, you know, the sand was nice.
As Ina's
some of the soft
shaking the sand out, and she's like, "It doesn't feel very nice." She's
stop me.
Uncomfy. Well, it's also like the sand from like the ocean and shit too. She's uncomfy.
True. Well, thank you for the information. Appreciate you. We're a little strapped for cash at the moment, so we can't be doing none of that buying stuff.
Nope.
So
all right. Well, good luck to you too.
Thanks. We'll probably catch you around somewhere.
And
I just realized we're gonna have to learn how to eat. Have we ever ate stuff before?
You literally were eating soup before you left.
I know, but like gods don't normally eat like because they're hungry. People eat because it's like whatever for gods. Like they don't have hunger.
No, y'all eat.
Okay, I was about to say because I was just like remembering because I just read the Circe book and she's like, yeah, gods eat for fun. Gods don't have hunger. And I was like, oh shit, we're gonna die.
No, y'all have hunger.
Okay, perfect.
No, your parents, that's questionable.
Okay.
But as of right now, y'all still have hunger. Y'all still have normal bodily functions.
Sorry, I just immediately, my squirrel brain was like, oh fuck, we're gonna get hungry and not know what this feeling is because I just read a God book.
Nope.
Okay, perfect. Excellent. Here for it.
You're just poor and scared in this city.
Just poor, scared. Okay. So.
Also, real quick, actually, Pretzel Man, quick question. Where can we grab some like quick cash? Like make some quick cash?
There is a temple of the great deity of risk impossibility, like a few streets down.
Okay, cool. Thank you. Appreciate you.
And right now their name, it's Haddon, right? Haddon or Hayden?
They just changed it to Rio, but you figured that out.
Okay, yeah.
Before they went to the hole.
That's right. Well, I didn't write that information down, so their name is Rio right now. Okay.
All right, cool. Thank you, man. Appreciate you. Enjoy selling your pretzels. They smell good.
Thank y'all.
Thanks.
Good luck to y'all.
So then I walk over and I relay
I
all
turn
of
to
that
Murph.
information.
Okay, so then I look at Murph and I'm just like, so, do we want to go to this temple?
We might as well. It's we're gonna need money to do anything here. I've heard their government is it's called capitalism. Yeah, it's not a hard word to say. Capitalism.
I look at Murph and I'm just like, I'm sorry, I'm not as well versed with the mortals as you are.
I wouldn't say I'm well versed. I just talk a lot and I listen a lot. So
well.
Now, are you guys paying attention to the things that are around you, or are you just like beelining?
Yes.
I think while we walk, we are.
Yeah.
But while we're getting our bearings,
right now we consider the beach a safe spot, so we're not really paying attention. But once we start walking, I'm going to be doing my perception hearing shit.
Okay, amazing. Yeah. Are you guys going to head over to the temple for risk and possibility?
Yeah,
yes.
Might as well, because that's like one of the more familiar things.
Yeah, and then while we're walking, I turn to Murph and I'm just like, well, I know that they might have fighting pits. I know we had them, and I'm pretty good in a scrap. So I think I think I could maybe, bust some knuckles,
Hey, as long as we can make money, I don't give a shit.
While you guys are walking, can either of you give me a perception?
Okay.
Yes.
I'll do a perception hearing. So one of my things, it has a 2 beside it. Does that mean I add a +2 to it?
Yes.
Okay. Instead of the +1?
Ooh, yeah. Do you want to do a perception hearing and then I'll do a perception seeing? Because that's what I have.
Yes. If it's an unintentional roll, should I re-roll the dice?
Oh, shit.
Yes, if it's unintentional and you accidentally,
because that flopped out of my hand. It was a 5 and then it turned into a 6. So I got a 6, a 4, 10, 13, and a 2, 15.
I got 2 3s and a 5. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. And then I add +4 to that. So it's a 15 total.
Ooh, look at us!
I know.
Okay, so what was your total again?
We both had 15s.
Both had 15s. Okay.
Yeah,
so Murph, you'll notice as you're walking, probably every few steps within the cobblestones, there is like a little symbol. You notice since you're next to the beach, there is a little ship next to like the entrance of the beach. And as you're walking, you'll notice that there is suddenly an image of an owl. And then there's one of a chrysanthemum. And then there's a sextant just like every few feet. And Ina, you will like be listening into other people where some of them are going like, oh my god, that club was crazy. Did you see that girl? Oh my god. It's like, did she have... No, Christina, she definitely didn't have... No, I'm telling you she did. Well, I think you're drunk. It's like, okay, but like... Christina, she had elven features. She was not... You know how crazy it is to think, oh, wild folk and elves? Like, really? And she's like, okay, I know, but like, things happen, and some of the wild folk are kind of... Don't talk to me, Christina. And they're like walking across from you. You hear like this pounding music, just like a few streets down still. And that's pretty much what's going on around you.
Okay. How tall is Murph again?
It's like
Murphy
is he like... He's either 6 foot or 5'8".
Yep.
Okay, so I'm 5'11", so I lean kind of down towards Murph, and I'm just like, so it seems like these people worship clubs? And then I point to the building, and I'm just like, that seems like maybe a temple? She's like really questioning it because again, she doesn't interact.
That exact club has like a snake that's just winding around the entire building.
Yeah, like because again, she's smart in other ways, but she's very fight smart, not very street or book. She's somewhat street smart, very fight smart, not book smart.
Mm-hmm.
Is that just a regular club?
Yeah. We would assume.
Yeah.
It does have a giant snake wrapped around it, but...
I'm going to be like, no, that's not a temple. That's just where people go to have fun and party. Never been
there.
I
look at him. I look at them and I'm just like, fun.
There is a little... It's still like lit up, but it's not obviously as bopping as the place next door. And it has like a smiling cat as like the imagery on it with coins all around. And it says to the deity from risk and possibility.
I think that's the temple we're looking for. And I point to that place.
Okay. I'm going to ask a very serious question, and I don't want anyone to make fun of me. Do we think Ina can read?
Yes.
Okay. I was about to say.
No, here's the thing. I can read, but my, oh my God, forgot what it was called. Thank you. My comprehension, not great. So just because you can read, I'm not going to say your comprehension is great.
Yeah. So she's just like, okay. So she recognizes that this is a place. And so I guess they both walk in together. I think she's instinctually trying to grab for a sword that isn't there. And she's just like, fuck.
It immediately, when you walk in, just like smells... Not bad. It kind of has like this musky, earthy scent to it, and your heads immediately get like a little fuzzy.
That's an odd feeling for sure.
I don't like this.
You hear someone go, "Hey, welcome in. How can we help you today?"
We're just looking for, quick, easy ways to make some cash. What do you recommend? This is our first time here.
The mortal that you're talking to currently is they are sitting at like 6 foot actually. They're like 6 foot. They have the face of a they have like a face sort of like a deer. They have like the antlers going on. They have the ears. They are, the way that they are standing up, it looks like something that you would see from the domain of resolution, just like as like an animal and not as like a full sentient being. And they have like black gloves on their hands, and you can see like a little tuft of hair coming out from like the top of their black vest. And they're like, "What's your poison?"
I mean, I don't typically drink poison unless you're referring to alcohol, which I've never had any of that before.
Vice, what's your sort of like, do you like poker?
Immediately is Ina goes,
Blackjack?
I can fight. That's immediately what she goes. You got
This
any
is
fighting
not-
pits?
What sort of establishment do you think we have going on here?
I immediately look at him because Ina is somewhat like versed in this area. She's like, you don't tell me you don't like to take bets on fighting.
We do bets all the time, darling, but we don't fight for it. Life's too short to just like almost, unless you're going to the club next door, because my God, I saw some werewolves fight over something like 2 weeks ago. That was crazy.
Yeah, but is that fighting to make money, or is that just fighting out of anger and hate?
Anger and hate, definitely, totally, yeah.
I'm talking about fighting to make money, friend. And so I know.
Yeah, absolutely not. Absolutely. Red flags. The red flags you are red flagging right now is honestly scary. Turn off, actually. Which is wild because you both are very attractive. But
I turn to Murph and I go, this place is lame.
I don't think it's lame just because you can't beat anybody up. You can find someone later. Do you have any like easier like dice games or anything like that? We can just.
I mean, we do. We also have just like a trade-in option if you guys have anything on you to trade. If you just need to quick cash grab, we understand the like whole thing with the risk and possibility is to like get your sillies out, but sometimes people are just in a bind and just need to trade stuff, and really the risk is, what if you really like the thing you traded? So our great duty hadn't, or
that
we
makes
don't
sense
have
to
any
me.
money to play the games, so how do we play a game?
We trade a thing. Listen, Ina, he just said it. We trade a thing and then they give us money.
Nothing.
I mean, we don't necessarily have nothing. Do I have anything on me that I can like trade?
Do you have what would you have on you, like, as like, do you have any jewelry on you? Do you have any like cufflinks? Do you have any like anything that's like on your person currently can be traded?
Murphy would wear a necklace with the symbol of Romanthus.
Didn't I say that Ina had her hair like half up, half down, and she used like the little sword pins?
Yeah, the little cocktail swords.
Yeah. So like hair pins with swords.
What metal would you say you made? Because she would have made those, right?
Yeah. We still haven't figured out where I could put like blacksmithing as like a talent or a focus or whatever.
No, and that's fine.
I would imagine Alcindor, it's either like steel or obsidian that's a plenty. So maybe she has obsidian.
Okay, that's cool. and you have, and Murphy has a necklace of Romanthus.
Yeah.
Okay. He goes, okay, so we're doing the trade deal? That's crazy. Amazing.
Yeah, that's about all we can do. How much this necklace can do?
Let's go to my office. And his office is just a little counter behind him.
I was about to say he moves like 2 steps to the side.
I love that we're all on the same page right now.
Yeah, this is the kind of guy who, like, if somebody comes in and asks for the manager, he's like, oh, that's me, dude.
No, he just does like a quick turnaround and goes, what's up, man? Like,
yeah. Exactly.
All right, let me see that bad boy up close. And he looks at the neck.
Give it to him.
He looks at the necklace and goes, oh, whoa. So this is me being so fucking chill right now, right? Like, so fucking chill. You will get so much more money if you go over to, oh crap, I forgot what it was called. Oh God, there's this place called like Walker's Antiquities or something like that, and they fucking eat up godly relics, my friend. Like, they will give you hard fillas for this. So I'm gonna give this back to you so you can get more for your personal vibes. They will be open like at 8 a.m. Tell Solus that I sent you. Me and Solus go way back.
I got you. All right. Thanks, man.
Ina, then she goes, how much for these? And then she like pulls them out of her hair and then like kind of slams them on the table.
Your energy is a lot, but I respect it. Oh, these are dope as hell. He like the best way I can explain is he like takes them and almost like plays with them like chopsticks. And he goes, oh, these are tight as hell, man. Yeah, I'll give you like, oh, what metal is this? It looks like different from like what we're used to. Whoa.
Ina kind of looks at him and she's like, you don't have obsidian?
Obsidian? Oh man, that's rare as hell. Yeah, I'll give you like 200 villas for these. These are fucking dope.
And then
these
she immediately like she's kind of like Zoe herself is like 200 smackaroos sell. Ina is like, oh, but I spent so much time making these. Would she? I don't know. I wonder if. And then she goes, how much for just one? How much for just one?
I guess like
I would assume 100.
Yeah.
And what happens to these items when I give them to you?
They go in this here counter shelf that you see, because if you it's like a clear counter. It looks like almost like a shitty pawn shop counter. It's just like a tiny one, and it just has like a bunch of like rings and like necklaces and watches just sort of in there. He goes in here, and whoever just like comes in was just like, man, that looks fucking dope, and they want to buy it, and then they do, and then they walk out because that's how that works. Yeah.
I think Ina's gonna try to ask, is there an equivalence to layaway? Because she doesn't want to give it up, but at the same time, she knows that they need money.
Yeah.
So, like, if she has the potential to buy it back.
I put a hand on Ina's shoulder and I'm like, you gotta just give one of them up, maybe even both. I don't know. We're kind of in a bind here. I know it's hard. I know you probably made those yourself. They look really good, by the way.
She's like looking there. And to be clear, if she only uses one, she can't really keep her hair up, can she? So it's kind of like a set. That's how they work. Yeah. And so she's like off. She's like, she immediately like turns around and then like pretending this man doesn't see her. She just yells, shit! And then turns back around.
Murphy. He goes, "Is she okay?" Like,
and then she like has her head bent, and she just like does like the motion,
like the just take them.
Just take them.
He like grabs them and he goes, "These are so fucking dope. Give me one moment. I'll give you your pillows." And
can I
you
like
see
try to roll like a persuasion or something, whatever it is, to like see if he'll give us like a more?
Sure, go for it. I'm gonna roll opposing on him.
What would I roll for that?
Give me a
Probably
second.
communication, right?
Well, it would
communication.
Communication.
Ooh,
You have to be an 8.
that's a 14 that I rolled.
Okay, totally. He goes, "You know what? Because y'all are so dope, I'm gonna give you 300, and because I know like these meant a lot, so I'll give you 300 for them."
Appreciate
And
you, man.
then
Appreciate
before
you.
she like before they officially go in, she like looks at him and then she says, "And in case you want any more," and then she like points to like her maker's mark on it, and I really want to do like a whole like Yahtzee thing and have it be like the high school, middle school S symbol. But I imagine it's instead of it like, because for shits and giggles, we can say like just for us it's that, but I think Ina's actual symbol would be a lotus flower with an S.
Okay. He goes, "Oh, you made these? These are that makes them so much more dope. Oh my god, yeah, totally support an artist." And he like,
She goes, "Yeah, it took me about 50 years to get the amount of metal I needed, so yeah."
50 years, man. You don't look a day over like 23.
Yeah, we've been around for a while.
Yeah, man, elves, y'all age so nicely.
Do we
Thank you.
know how old we are? Because time is like a construct, so would we have an approximate age as to how old we are as demigods?
Murphy has an age
You're
on the character sheet.
I just
I
put how
know-
old my character looks as the age. Like, Ina looks 25.
Yeah, Murphy looks 23.
Okay, so Murphy, you're definitely older than Sarina. I'm gonna say Serena is probably 75-ish. Because remember,
baby.
it was your first gather. Like it was your very first one.
That's right. Man.
And Murph, I'm gonna say you're probably around like 200. Because it was or like 215. It was your second gather that you went to, because the first one you were there when everything like blew up with Alcindor, and you sat back and you're like, "This is crazy." Like I was your
Murphy was definitely munching on some popcorn during that.
Man, we're baby gods. I'm like an infant compared to Murph.
just a little guy.
Just a little guy. Man, we're babies.
That explains why Murphy is like a little bit more knowledgeable about the mortal world.
Yeah.
Probably. That makes more sense and why Ina's such a fucking dumbass.
Yeah. But Murphy is like the outward appearance, is that like a chosen thing, I guess? Or is that just like...
Yeah.
Because I imagine God, like the way gods usually work, like they stop aging at a certain point, the same with
And
elves.
Alcindor never stops. Alcindor keeps going up and down.
Yeah, one moment he's 9, the next moment he's like 100, the next moment he's 17. Like the man, like just straight up has the riz of age.
So this cool like deer elk like person gives you the 300 fellas. It comes to you in like these almost like silky like papery bills, and they lay out within blues and purples and pinks, and they have like different numbers on them. So you have like a few, I'm trying to think of the best way to split this up. You have like a few 20s, you have a few 20s, you have $100
and like
or
250s.
100 filla. Yeah, and like 250s.
Yeah, so I would imagine like 120s, 250s, and 100.
Yeah.
I want to say Murphy splits that in half and gives Ina 150 and then keeps 150 so that way we have like, you know, our own little stash.
Excuse me, these were my items.
Yeah, but we both need the money. Here, okay, fine. I give you an extra 100. I'll just keep 50. I don't need a lot.
Okay, so now I have 250. So then Ina immediately is like, I'm changing this because Zoe again is like a fucking squirrel when it comes to money. But Ina is just like, I imagine this is how, like, he hands over the things to Ina and then she like is sitting there and she's like, do you want some? Like just turns over to Murph and then just hands him a pouch. Like, here you go.
Cool. Thank you. We should
And then
probably
she
get
looks-
going to this other place.
She looks at him and she's just holding like this money in her hands and she's like, how does one carry the money?
Do you not have, I suppose you're wearing armor, so you won't have pockets. Is there like like a back, like a store we can buy like a backpack or something?
I would love a bag of holding this early in game. I would love it.
Absolutely the fuck not.
What about just
Also,
like
we're
a
not playing
regular ass
D&D.
backpack?
Okay, listen, you can just say like, yeah, it's like the equivalent to a bag of holding.
I'm not going to be one that I'm just like, well, you have like such amount of items on you. You can squirrel that
okay.
away.
Okay, perfect. Because I just don't want us to get robbed, you know?
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah,
perfect.
totally
So
just
equipment weight doesn't matter.
No, yeah, we don't do that here. We don't do that here.
Perfect.
Yeah, no. Is there a store
You have
we
too
can
many
get,
other
like,
things to worry about.
or something? Just to help carry.
I mean, sometimes the club next to us gives away like drawstring bags. So
In the meantime, Ina shoves it in her boobs.
Yes,
know,
and
dude.
a lot of the mortals like go out and do that too. Like that's a normal way of holding it. Make sure it's not like sweaty when you give it to somebody though, because that's like nasty.
Yeah, no, that's fair. All right, well, thank you, man. Appreciate you.
Yeah. No problem. Hope to see you around, bro. And like, thank you. These are so fucking dope. Like, oh my god. Yeah, but seriously, go to Walker's Antiquities, and I think it's Antiquities and Godly Relics. I think that's what it's called. It's like right next to the Aberio's docks, which is
Gotcha.
like a few blocks away. You'll know it because there'll be like giant boats that you'll just see, and then right across from the giant fucking boats, it's like this weird like looking building. It's real tall. It has like a lot of different things up on it.
Gotcha. Thank you, man. I'm glad you're being real specific with giant fucking boats.
No, you don't understand. Like all of the boats that come around from the fucking world, they all come here to do some trades and shit. So like you'll see the biggest fucking boats, my guy.
Understood. Appreciate you.
All right, have a good time. I hope you have a better time now that you have some money.
Hey, maybe we can. I lean over to Ina. Maybe we can go buy a pretzel.
She looks at Murph and she's like, we could buy the whole pretzel cot.
I don't think we have enough money to do that, but you know, we can try. Also, real quick, I'm assuming we're like walking down the street now towards the place that he mentioned, the antiquities place.
Yeah, keep in mind it's not going to be open until morning, so if you're going to just camp out there until morning.
What time of day is it?
Yeah.
It is 1 a.m.
And there's a pretzel guy walking around at 1 a.m.
Listen, those
guy.
drunk 20-year-old elves just in that club right now, I'm gonna fucking eat that shit up. They need something to soak up that shit.
That man knows his audience.
Hey, listen,
Yeah.
if that's how
He doesn't
we make
even
money,
get up. He doesn't get up in the morning. His awake hour is like it starts at 4 and then he goes out.
Yeah, that's fair. But yeah, while we're walking down the street, Murph is gonna like kind of like turn to Ina while they're walking and just be like, "So you look like you're in your mid-20s. How old actually are you?"
Ina starts like counting on her fingers. Just like going through the whole thing.
2
And
blocks later.
she's like, I think I'm 75. We don't really talk about age with Alcinda. It's just boom, you're there.
That's fair. That's fair. It's just something I like to keep track of, you know?
So then quick question, Allie. Do we we're born as babies, right? And then do we quickly age, or do we have like a childhood and so on?
It's a very quick aging process. I say it takes probably 3 to 4 months for you guys to get to like full. Your infant baby years is very much like a day, like The Sims. Mm-hmm. And then then your toddler years are a little bit longer, and then it goes into your kids and teen years, which seem to drag on, and then you become like, this is the age that you have chosen to come off as.
Yeah. So
and with Kyle's character Murphy,
he's just
Murph was grown into the form that he is now.
Came out of the flower like Thumbelina.
Yeah, basically.
Pretty much.
Okay. So then she continues. She's like, I guess it's different for you because you come from a plant.
I didn't really have like a childhood like you did. I didn't grow.
I wouldn't consider it a child, and she puts air quotes, childhood. Because as soon as I was no longer a baby and I could walk, I was given a sword. So, yeah.
I've heard people don't let their babies run with scissors, so that's a little weird, but I'm not going to question Al's ways.
That's not how Alcinda rolls.
Yeah, I'm not going to question Al's ways. He knows what he's doing. You're probably not going to believe this, but I'm in like my mid-200s. I've been around for a while.
She looks at him like suspiciously close and like leans really close, and then leans back and she's like, checks out.
You just see like a tiny crow's feet.
Just the tiniest, like the littlest showing of a wrinkle.
Yeah. Yeah. I feel old, but I don't like looking old.
So you guys decided that you're just gonna camp out outside the antiquity shop? Is that what's going on?
I mean, at this point,
I think
pretty
while
much.
we're walking there, because did they even point us in the correct direction, or were we just walking?
No. So the directions he gave you was more of you're on like one outskirt of the city. He wasn't pointing you fully to like the other side of the city, but it was like sort of a cut through. So it was going to take like maybe like a 45-minute to an hour walk, depending on how quick or like slow you were walking.
Oh, we're just meandering.
And he did warn you guys that like it doesn't open until like 8 a.m.
Yeah. So we have like 4 hours.
So I imagine, are we just like walking around trying to find a place to like live?
We could probably like,
or at least stay the night.
Is there like a hotel or a motel or something?
There's little motels up and down like all the streets, because people are always coming in and out of Arona. Right. So really it's like a dealer's choice of where you guys would want to stay and how much you would be willing to spend to stay there. There's some that are like, it's $15 a night to bunker down here. There's some that are like, ooh, this is a little bit fancier, so it's going to cost you around $40. There's some that are like the fanciest, and it's just like, this is going to cost you like $300.
I think we should go one of the $15 places and just be like, we just need a quick nap, and then we're good.
It definitely smells like any of the like cheaper places that you stay. It definitely smells like this universe's form of weed in every room that you go in. Ooh, we could go Sarah J. Maas. It smells like mirth root.
Okay. I would imagine that how smart would they be, and would we assume that they would go and like stay in like a brothel kind of situation? Like, are we smart enough to know, like, this is, like, you know, I think that would be so funny.
Here's the thing. Like, there's the very obvious, like, girls signs every, like, few. And then there's, like, the very unobvious, like, for a good time, come inside, like, ha, ha, ha.
Okay, so it's not like our world where it's like brothels are hidden and it's like you need a password or whatever. It's like
no, sex work
I was about to say we actually allow people to do a job that they want to do.
Yeah, sex work, as long as it's consensual and it's like good and it's like good with the actual worker, it's totally a viable like form of income.
Perfect. Okay.
Yeah, I think we just go to the one that's called hotel.
Yeah.
It says sleep cause you're beat, $15 a night.
That's so cute. Okay.
I don't care how ratty it looks. That's cute.
Yeah, that's really cute.
I don't know if you noticed, this entire fucking world is adorable.
It has a cute name. Let me be. Okay, so I point over to Murph and I'm just like, and this is like literally the same street as the antiquities shop, correct?
It's like a block away.
And I'm just like, do you want to sleep out on the streets, or, and then she points to the cute little ratty looking hotel.
Sleep because you're beat.
Sleep because you're beat.
I think we just go to the ratty looking hotel, to be honest with you.
That was Oswald speaking. That was not Murph.
Yeah.
My tired brain was like, Oswald.
I go in, I march up to the counter, and who's sitting at the counter? Please tell me it's like some cute little character who's just reading a book.
See, I was hoping
it's definitely
like
it's an elf who has like two long like red pigtails and is reading a magazine, and she has like eyeliner wings on that are way too big for her beautiful like hooded eye shape. She's chewing gum and she has these little like things in her ears that to you sort of look like pebbles, but for our listeners they are AirPods. And you walk in and she goes, "Hey."
For a hot second, Ina goes, "Are you my mom?" in her head. And then she's like, no, my mom would be so old. My mom would be close to 100.
So do you need a room?
So she looks at her, and then in her like best voice, she's like standing up like ramrod straight, which I think is going to be so fucking funny. And she's going to say, "Hello, mortal, we request one room," and then slams some money on the table. She's going full Thor.
What? Yeah, and she's like, "This isn't a Renaissance fair, and we stopped acting like that like millennia ago. So I don't know what battle you were just in, but like you need to come back to the modern age, and we can try again."
She immediately turns to Murphy, and she goes, "I think this one is broken."
No, honestly, I think you just, need to let that mortal don't give a shit about that kind of stuff. Be more relaxed. Hold on. Be more relaxed.
I imagine Murphy is like slouching her like position a little bit, like fluffing her, like essentially like fluffing her. You know what that means? Where it's like you're making them look like a normal person, and then I imagine Murph is like, "Go on." Murph's like, "Go on."
Yeah, and
What battle reenactment were you guys at? Like, my God.
Murph turns
the nerd
to the
convention
guy.
isn't for like another 2 weeks. It's crazy. You guys are already here.
Yeah, no, Murph turns to the guy and is like, "Give me, hold on 1 sec."
Oh, it's a girl.
Oh, okay. Turns to the girl and is like, "Give me 1 sec. We're gonna try that again. Just give me a second." And then I give Ina some tips on how to talk to mortals. And then I'm like, hold on. Would it be like safe to say that Murph snuck down to the mortal realm once?
I would say you didn't get that chance, but you have heard your brothers and sisters that are a little older than you speak about it. And you have, because you've been to every domain, and you've been to the domain of resolution and discovery, and you were in the domain of resolution. Domain of resolution, they're allowed to go down to Zenall a lot. So you heard them talk about it.
Well, I would also imagine with the realm of possibility and chance, those are people actually from Zenall. So you've probably interacted with them a lot too.
Yeah.
And the only reason Ina doesn't know how to do talk to them, even though she goes to the realm so often, is because they're this is an Alcindor child. We're just gonna let her do. We don't.
Yeah, so I just give Ina tips. I'm like, look, I've never interacted with humans before, or
they're not humans; they're mortals.
Yeah,
mortals.
I've never interacted with mortals before, but I've heard tons and tons of stories. Okay, so this is what you do, and I just give tips on how to interact, and I'm kind of. I put my hands on her shoulders.
It's like teaching a toddler how to pay a bill.
Yes. It's like teaching Zoe how to do taxes.
I put my hands on her shoulders. I'm like, you got this. Just don't be intense. I know that's hard, but don't be intense. And then I turn her around and push her towards the girl again. Okay.
So then she takes a deep breath. She's not a slouch, so she normal looking person. And then she goes,
she's just chewing her gum watching this. This is the most interesting thing I've seen tonight, actually.
Yeah.
She's like, I don't know what these guys are on, but I want some of it.
I look apologetically at the girl before Ina speaks.
And so Ina then she then leans back to Murphy. She goes, am I allowed to call them mortals?
No.
And then she looks for a name tag of some sort on this person.
She has the smallest name tag you can ever see. You can see that it says Cecilia on it.
Okay, and she goes, hello. And then she looks really close. Cecilia! She goes, I would like... And then she turns to Murph and gestures for me and my... And then she's like,
Friend at this point. We fell down a hole together.
What?
She goes,
it's a long story.
For me and my friend to acquire one of your many rooms.
You have to.
You know what?
Brad.
Yeah, you know what? That was better than the first time. Do you want a king or 2 queens? What's going on? What's the
queens is fine.
Okay, all right.
And then immediately, as I imagine, she's handing everything to Murph, and they're being Murph is dragging her away, and she's like, "We are not 2 queens."
No, Ina, it's the type of bed. It's not the actual person.
I wasn't expecting that one to get me. And then before that, it sucked in and marinated the worst.
Because Ina's sitting there, and she's just but I'm not a queen, and Murph is a they them.
Yeah, it's the type of bed It's not the person. It's just the type of bed.
And she goes, well, they need to at least make it a little bit more considerate.
I remember one in the mortal world.
Ina's fucking accent goes in and out, man. I don't know what to tell you. I'm sitting there.
I don't think I said it before, but like Murphy uses they them pronouns, but also like knows that they present more masculine than anything else most of the time.
People will always try in Arona to just always start with they them unless it's very like.
Oh yeah, no.
In
I
a
was
way
just saying,
obvious.
like in general, like Murphy accepts any pronouns but prefers
Okay.
they them.
Because I know I might slip up sometimes, and I will immediately fix it if I catch myself.
That's
slip
how
up.
I've
that's
been
fine.
doing. That's what I've been doing too.
The only reason I
Okay.
said that was I don't know if I said that before at all. So
You definitely said that they were non-binary and they use they them, so it's good to have that specification. So you guys get into the room. The mattress very hard. It's not good. It's kind of has the smell of like it kind of has like a similar smell of like that like musky, mushroomy smell that the Temple of the Risk and Possibility had. And I'm gonna say y'all slept for the night.
yes, Murphy passed out the second they hit the bed.
And now it's morning. And what are you doing?
I would fully imagine, and this is just an Ina thing. I think Ina sleeps fully nude. I imagine what she did is that she took off all of her armor, she cleaned it off, she took the equivalent of a shower, and then just went to bed nude. I imagine that's how Ina sleeps.
That
She
sounds
sleeps in the nude.
That tracks.
Yeah,
That
that's
tracks.
fair. The only thing Murphy did was take off their vest and shoes.
Okay. So it's now morning. The sun is now up in the sky. The sky is like a very nice, like almost periwinkle blue. And it's a more of a periwinkle than like our normal sky blue due to the reflections of the pink ocean to the actual sky. So it has more of a purpley hue to it.
So it's
Science.
very pretty.
I'm here.
Very
I'm
pretty.
here. Science. So, when y'all wake up, you can have that like fresh sea salt smell that's coming from outside. You can hear like squawking of seagulls. And you hear like the immediate just like yelling from a few blocks down, which you can assume is the docks.
Mm-hmm. And then Ina, like, I imagine just like
Tits out.
tits out. Giant
Sorry,
tits out.
I was blowing my nose, but I was listening.
I had tiny tits in last campaign. We're having giant tits in this campaign. And so she's like, and then she's like just standing in front of the window and like stretching. Just standing in front of the window and stretching.
Here we are with this.
Putting on an accidental peep show. And then she starts doing her morning workout, which of course is in the nude. Doing her morning calisthenics.
And
And
Murph
she's
gets to enjoy
probably-
all of it.
She's probably super fucking winded because again, she was level 20 and now should I do like a athletics?
Yeah.
Like a what would it be, a strength?
Do a strength for me. Roll me a strength.
Okay, wow. I've been rolling really well this campaign. I got 2 5s and a 3, so that's a 13 plus 3, so a 16.
Okay, so you feel definitely winded because definitely you would not have felt winded before. Like this would have not affected you at all. But you're definitely like breaking out a sweat.
But I was about to say she's starting to bead some sweat, and she's like, "What is this feeling?"
Yeah, no.
And you
So,
don't
yeah.
really have any food in your system either, so that calorie intake and energy is definitely not where it should be.
Yeah.
Yes.
Murphy sees Ina getting tired and is like, yeah, I'm assuming the way that this is going to work is we're mortals now, so you can't do the same shit you did before. Also, we need food.
She's
any
like,
clock, any
pretzel.
clock that you look at, by the way, it says that it's like 7:45 a.m. ish.
Oh, cool. We got time. I look at the clock and I'm like, cool. We got time to grab some food and then go to this place. You feeling hungry at all?
And then she like sits for a second, and then you hear the biggest ever from her stomach, and she's like, "Yes!" and then slams her fist onto something. She's like, "Sustenance!"
Hey,
Ina
we're in the middle
is
of the world.
slowly
You need
turning
to
into
like
Thor.
chill out a little bit. Is there any like quick little diners or anything?
Yeah, there's little diners scattered through, like little dive bars. There's little street vendors that have like crepes and everything, but yeah, it's like a normal
We could probably just
normal city where you could just like go downstairs and get like a slice of pizza at like 6 a.m.
Yeah, I think we'll do that then because pizza for breakfast sounds amazing.
Oh my god, yes.
So we go down and with my 50 coins, I grab 2 slices of pizza.
Those are about a single filla each, so you got like a good amount of change back. There's like, oh man, it's this kind of fucker where you say $2 and they give you a 50.
Yeah, that's one of the
Fucking
things
hell.
Murphy doesn't know
Well,
about
I would
in society.
imagine again. Well, shit. I was about to say, Ina doesn't know how to do math, so she would hand over a 50.
Well, no, I bought 2 slices for both of us.
Oh, okay.
So I hand you a slice and I eat my slice.
Okay, and then Ina like sniffs it first because would we have pizza up where we were?
You would have a lot of foods up where you were. Most of it would be pretty. You would have a lot of common food items. I think pizza would be one of the newer ones. You were eating lasagna soup, so the flavor profile is a little similar to that. So I'm gonna say probably, but it's probably like the fancy kind where it's like prosciutto and like buffalo mozzarella and like arugula on top of it.
Okay, so then she like sniffs it, and then she like devours it. It's not
Murphy's
pretty.
just casually eating the pizza and is like, okay, damn.
All right, so after you guys have that quick bite to eat, you guys gonna walk over to the Walker Antiquities? Okay,
Let's go meet our girl.
So a few docks down, no, a few blocks down, you enter this what looks like the craziest scene other than actually, you know, you're probably like, this actually feels normal to me. This actually feels like home because it's just immediate chaos where people are moving quickly and just like screaming things and like things are quickly being shuffled and moved around and like being taken off boats, and it's just like a lot of sensations, a lot of sounds, a lot of smells, a lot of noise that's happening all at once. And, you know, you're probably like, finally, a spot in the city where I feel calm and collected. And I imagine Murph would probably be a little overwhelmed, overstimulated by it almost.
Murphy's definitely like, you know, looking down
Now,
around.
Yeah, and at the like on this corner of like where everything is being like taken off boats and everything from the docks, you see this all wooden, actually, like the first part of it's like paneled wood. The second top is like that like rainbowy, like glittery brick. It has like mismatched windows everywhere. It looks like there's like little signs that are like tapered all over the side. There's like little wind chimes everywhere. There's stained glass within it. And it says Walker Antiquities and Godly Relics on one side. And if you go to the front of it, it has like overarching doors where it has like that really pretty arch over it, and then like this and then like these ornate doors that have like roses, and what you guys can see are like two rabbits sort of jumping at each other. And that's like the first thing you see.
Okay. I turn to Ina and I'm like, wow, this place is actually really nice. It looks really good.
And she's just like taking it all in, and she's just like, And she like immediately looks to Murph and she goes, I think this place could use with a little bit of organization.
I was going to say, is this just not enough swords for you?
No. And then she like looks over. Does she see like just like a rack of swords somewhere?
No, because you guys aren't even in it yet. This is
we're just like
this
seeing.
is the outside.
And she just goes, no, it looks like and I've heard my siblings, I heard Gemma say this once, it looks like a hot mess.
You did use that properly, so I'll give you that.
Okay. And then she's like, well, no time like the present, and then marches through the door.
Okay.
Oh, funny that you try to march through the door, it's locked.
And she's like shaking the door, and she's like, hello, and starts knocking on it really, really loudly.
100% Eric Andre, let me in. Let me in.
And keep in mind, it does have the hours on it. It does say like opens at 8 a.m. till like 5 p.m. on the thing. If you look at any clock in any of the town squares, like, or in like the trading post area, they have like one of those big clocks. It says like 8:15.
She's like, I might be stupid, but I know how to read a clock.
Murphy's just standing there with their arms crossed and like just watching this.
The door like very slightly opens, and you see this like little old lady that has like bunny ears, and she goes, oh, I'm sorry, is my granddaughter not here yet?
And then she looks at me, little old rabbit woman. And then
she looks at her phone. She goes, she told me she wasn't going to be late today. And she takes out this little block that just lights up, and she goes, I guess I have to call her on this stupid PVT system that she told me I needed to have. You just wait, like, give her 15 more minutes. I am too old to know what anything is going on here anymore. Just give me a moment. I promise you she'll be here soon. And she just like little wobbles away. Like she's probably like 4'11" ish. Like she's
oh my god, I tower over her.
Yeah, she's tiny.
Yeah, Murphy just definitely like leans against the like area next to the door and is just like, well, I guess we're waiting a little bit longer.
All of a sudden you hear like a phone ring, like not too far. Well, what you guys don't know, you just hear a jingle like not too far away that just sounds like da 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 da, and she goes, Grandma, I'm literally walking in the shop right now. You told me you were going to a party and you would be here on time, and you aren't on time. And it's like, Grandma, you don't understand. Okay, I'm literally walking. Why are there people here already? Why are there people here? She's like, when you see her actually, because she's like looking down and like what you can tell is has like sunglasses on. You just see this mop of white stricken hair and this like little like preppy pink outfit. It's like a pink like plaited mini skirt with like a cropped sort of cardigan, and sort of like a charm bracelet on with a little like beanie. And actually, you two would look at her and think, this looks weirdly, almost similarly to Absalom or Paz. Like, she has that resemblance.
I think it would be Ina would take that moment to be like, oh, like, and then she's like, wait a minute.
Yeah. She looks up and you see like these very pretty, very light brown ears, like that are sort of coming from where her actual ears should be, like where your guys' elves' ears are. Her ears are just like long and like look very rabbit like, and she looks at you and her nose sort of wiggles a little bit, but other than that her face looks very angular and looks very like similar to what an elf would look like, other than like the ears going down. And she's just like, hi, welcome to wow, that's my name. Welcome to Walker Antiquities. How can I help you? Hey, hi, hello everyone. It's episode 1. That was it. That was a wrap. Oh my god, we got to episode 1 of Fallen. Yay! Thanks so much for being here. We love that you're all here. Remember, if you're into using the adventuring game engine from Green Ronin, please check out our code on greenroninstore.com, which is DiceDrop. You do save money on your order that way. The adventuring game engine is their age system, which kind of goes without saying, but you can get games like Modern Age or Fantasy Age or Dragon Age or Blue Rose and like 1,000 other more. Oh my god, they keep coming out with amazing games with this system. But definitely go check it out. And the next episode will be April 20th. We'll see you then. Music for the intro and outro was by Pop Sky. You can find him on Twitter or I believe SoundCloud. Yeah, go check him out. All right, bye.